Divorce is never an easy thing, especially when there are kids involved. But last week we introduced you to one big unconventional family that is thriving after a divorce. But unfortunately, an even bigger obstacle awaits them that will put the strength of this family to the test. This morning, we bring you the conclusion of this In Search Of report.
You entertaining us?
As families go, this one is about as unusual as they come. Unusual and inspiring. You see, Rob and Becky Glynn were married in 1997 and had 2 children together, Austin and Maddie. They divorced in 2005. 3 years later, Rob married single mom Jennifer Sly, who had 4 children, Allie, Savannah, Josh, and Minnie. Meanwhile, Becky married Eric Burling, and together they had twin boys, Dominic and Cameron. 4 adults, 8 kids, but one happy family. They spend birthdays, holidays, and actually a lot of regular days just hanging out at each other's homes. In fact, the Slys, Glynns, and Burlings have even come up with a nickname for themselves.
Slynnlings.
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 And at the heart of this family are 2 amazing women that ironically have become the best of friends.
I've just started referring, Jen as my sister just because I don't have one, and I mean, we're just as close as that, and we've really learned a lot from each other to kind of balance things out.
They find a way to not just love their husbands, but to love each of their kids and their other kids. It doesn't matter where they came from or who they are. They're going to love them regardless.
The reason this family works, and works so well, is the 2 moms that are committed to working together. So what happens then when one mom literally starts falling apart?
I started noticing problems in April of last year.
At first, it was little things. Cluster headaches, periodic fainting.
We could never figure out what was going on.
Finally, late last year, doctors pinpointed the problem, or as it turns out, problems. Jen has not 1, but 3 separate diseases: a connective tissue disorder, an autoimmune deficiency, and a rare condition called postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, or POTS, which essentially means if she tries to stand or even sit upright for too long, her blood pressure drops, causing her to lose consciousness.
I've had 12 concussions.
But getting diagnosed is only part of the problem.
The doctors don't know how to help her.
They can't figure it out. So she's been to Mayo, she's been to Gunderson, she's been to UW, and they're all they're stumped.
It has been very difficult because all of a sudden, I couldn't do anything anymore.
Thankfully, there is another mom, a best friend, a sister of sorts, willing, wanting to help.
They're our family. We were raised that, when your family needs help, you help them.
In Jennifer's absence, Becky is the one getting them where they need to go, making sure they have what they need.
She's made sure that my 4 biological children, which we don't usually think of them like that, but when she's so busy and she has her own life and everything going on, she's made sure that they still are having a childhood.
I think it's hard just because she can't go to her kids' events. She can't see her kids play hockey, can't go to their school concerts. So at times I feel guilty. I feel I'm more than happy to help, the kids out, with what they need. But it just breaks my heart that she can't be there for them.
I could never thank her enough. I mean, I can't imagine my kids having to go through this without her.
You want to sit up here by Mom?
Who knows what the future holds for the Slynnlings, but one thing is for sure. They are a shining example that divorce doesn't have to divide. In fact, sometimes it can result in a union you will cherish forever.
These kids have really grown to be better kids because they've seen the way we've all interacted with each other, and I think it's put some great life lessons to them, and we are a family, and there's no one that can tell me otherwise.
In on Alaska with photographer Kirk Arneson, Jennifer Livingston, News 8.
You know, they're such an inspiring family, and Michelle just said, you know, it's so great she has such this huge support system that she does, and they just kind of wrap their arms around each other, and it's working for them. And it's not, you know, a lot of people who've been divorced, I know, are saying, you know, I can't do that. That's not a situation that, but, you know, even if you can try to be a little more civil in this situation, they're just such a good example of how it really can work for everybody. Wanted to let you know that a fund has been set up to help the Glyns because Jennifer had a full-time job. She can't work anymore. Robert, her husband, has to stay home full-time to take care of her, and the medical bills, as you can imagine, are very steep right now. And so if you would like to help them out, they do have a foundation set up at Marine Credit Union in care of Jen's Angels. You can send any donations to there.